Hey, hey,
Hello. How are you?
doing well. How are you?
Not too bad.
Good, good, good.
Welcome, everybody to the Commentary Zone. And on today's edition of TCZ News, we have a little tidbit on our favorite, Erika Jayne. The audacity of this woman. My God.
I mean, here's the thing
Wow.
with Erica. Before we get into the article, I want to say this.
hmm
I'm glad she's finally mentioning the victims,
hmm
but she's still being greedy.
hmm
I mean, it's just like, can't you just make a statement about the victims only and then do a separate statement saying, hey, based on my findings, that I think his estate will be is worth more than what's being portrayed. I'm having this investigated to make sure we get all the money to pay out the victims and myself.
But don't you think that if she knows about this, she really can't say that she didn't know about his
That
wheeling
too.
and dealings? I
That
found
too.
it very contradictory, but
Mhm.
because I was like, how you know about this NFL thing if you didn't know anything about what he did for a living? Like, huh?
Right.
What? But anyway, here's the article we talking about. This is a little article from Radar Online. We're pulling it up here. Okay. So Erika Jayne claims her husband's victims could be paid back with $20 million from NFL concussion lawsuits. But is the $20 million the payment to the NFL people, or is it for services rendered from the law firm? I was a little
My
confused.
my thing, the way it's set up, I'm assuming she's going. I'm assuming that she's saying that the $20 million would be the funds that would be paid to the law firm. Otherwise, she wouldn't care. You know what I mean? Because what her sticking point is that the case would is to be transferred to another law firm, which means
Mhm.
Tom's law firm either won't get paid or paid as much.
But $20 million can settle for all of the people that are claiming against Tom? I thought that was just a small portion.
I think it's a small portion. I think what she's trying to say is um, this money could be a good chunk to go towards the victims and herself. That's what she's saying.
Yeah,
It's a
herself.
good chunk. Yeah, that's what it
Okay.
comes down to. Because what this comes down to is like she's trying to save his estate, and it says this in the article.
Yeah. Because this is from stuff that she's filed with the court.
Hmm.
And it's as bad as it is. Like, I can't even get this out. She's like, look, this case was going on, and it's being transferred over. Yeah. But he should be entitled to this much, and then once you pay off them, then you can give me like a portion of the rest.
Right. But she doesn't want the case transferred because the case is transferred to another law firm. They won't get paid. That's the way.
Oh,
That's the way it's reading.
right.
Um.
But who's left at his law firm that can take
Oh,
the case?
right, but his law firm was um bought out by a different law firm, if I recall correctly, a couple months ago.
So if it was bought out by another law firm, how is she still supposed to get this money?
Because um the case would still fall under Girardi Keith, if I understand it correctly.
Oh,
So that's a sticking point because the case is still by Girardi Keith. What she's saying, she's not trying to have this case taken from the new law firm to a different law firm.
oh my
That's what
God.
I'm getting. I think that's where her thought process is going.
Does this sound shady to you?
It does because it's about her, not the victims. But I understand what she's trying to do. What she's trying to do is to make sure that his estate is sold or whatever money's supposed to be coming in is done at the highest bidding, not sold, not given away.
Right.
Because she's trying to avoid having to pay anything. Plus, she's trying to get money from the estate as well.
how many lawsuits is she facing?
I'm not
She
sure.
herself, individually or in conjunction with Tom? Because I knew Tom had suits against him, and I knew that, like, at least 1 or 2 involved her.
I'm aware of 1 or 2. Let's see.
He has adult children, right?
I would think so.
Are
I
any
could.
of them fighting for part of the estate or anything?
I doubt it. I don't think they won't be involved in any of this mess because we haven't heard a peep
Oh.
from them if he does have children.
So it's the trustee of the estate who wants to transfer the NFL case. And she
Hmm.
does not. Is this the same lawyer that she doesn't like?
Well, it's the lawyer that came back.
Oh.
Is that what you're talking about? Her lawyer that she don't like that tried to dump her.
No. No, because I remember reading earlier in the week, there's so many things out there about this case, and I feel like
Hmm.
there's a lot going on, but yet I still don't know anything, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Mm-mm.
Excuse me. Here's what it says. It says Tom has multiple children from his previous marriages who are around Erika's age. It's not publicly known how many kids Tom has, but Erika has spoken to Bravo about a daughter who's a chef.
Right.
Erika and Tom used to go to her house for Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving.
every year. And this information is from Sarcasm, article dated June 14th.
Okay, so this article says Erika says she disagrees with the decision to transfer Girardi's interest in those cases to another law firm. Her
Mm-hmm.
lawyer writes, Ms. Girardi has a 12th grade education, was never a GK attorney, and had no role in the operation or management of GK. Ms. Girardi was, however, married for approximately 20 years to Thomas Girardi, whom we understand is the 100% equity holder of GK. Ms. Girardi filed a petition for divorce from Mr. Girardi on or about November 3rd, 2020, and there was no prenuptial agreement. Why they had to put in that she have a 12th grade?
Because what they're trying to say is
Is she
that
stupid?
no, what they're trying to say like she couldn't possibly be involved in
Because
any
she
of the
couldn't
lawsuits
understand
because she
it.
couldn't understand it.
Mm.
That's what that is.
So the reality star says under California law, she's entitled to a cut of any of Girardi's money left over after his debts are paid. Therefore, she wants to maximize the value of the estate.
Right. Right.
Mm.
Because her goal, in reality, in my opinion, I don't think she's expecting to really get too much out of the estate. What she's trying to do is to avoid having to pay anything back.
That's the only thing
That's
she could try to expect at this point.
correct. A very small sum or not to be in debt after this.
Well, she said, like on this week's episode, I would be lucky if I got out of this with a Bentley.
Mm-hmm.
And a Bentley is around $300,000. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's her best case scenario at this point.
Correct. That's why she's trying to maximize every penny she can, which makes sense in her position. I just don't like the fact that she didn't spin it to where it's all about the victims, not herself.
Wow.
I mean, this is a good article. It's concise. It gets to the point. I think like I said. I understand where she's coming from. It's just like this situation is not about her. It's not about money for her. Your main focus should be about getting the victims paid, and that's it. Even if you privately feel like, okay, I gotta make sure I get this coinage and not be in debt, you can feel that way. She's entitled to feel that way, but speaking to the press about this and doing it in this manner is doing you no favors.
Well, I think they're just interpreting the documents that were filed in court. And to be fair, court documents I don't think there's much emotion or empathy in those. It just calls a thing, and you have to be specific with what you really want to get. So then, of course, to us, it looks callous and
Yeah.
harsh and unfeeling. But to the core, you just need to get to the point. What's your end game here? You know, if you put this, if you don't transfer this and put this 20 million there and that, you know, just this is what we want in the end result, you know, is to break off something for her. Whereas to us, that comes over as really mean and unfeeling.
Right, but what I'm focusing on in my point, the part which is the reality star says under California law she is entitled to a cut of any Girardi's money left or the debts are paid. Therefore, she wants to maximize the value of his estate. So this is about her, not the victims. That I would just keep silent at this point. I would keep
She
silent.
can't even trust her attorneys to
No.
get it right. Jesus. Okay, guys. Well, this was a little article from Radar Online. We put the link below in our description field. But what are your thoughts? Let us know. Leave some comments below. How much messier can Erika's divorce get? Do you think she's even going to say anything more throughout the rest of the season?
I think she'll drop breadcrumbs. I think she'll drop breadcrumbs, but won't say anything specific. That's what I think.
You have more. You're much more optimistic than I am.
The reason why I say breadcrumbs because she never outright says, and she speaks in riddles and codes. So it's going to be up to us the viewer to decipher.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Oh my God. So,
We're
any
good.
final thoughts?
No, this is a good article. This saga is going to be going on for a while, so we just better buckle up and just stay tuned because there's going to be a lot of twists and turns in this. I foresee. There cannot be based on the amount of money involved, you know, the business, the assets, the divorce. There's just so many ways this can go, and they have a lot of layers to peel back. So this is going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, guys. We really appreciate it if you give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And most importantly, tell a friend. Have them come and join our little conversations on all of our random topics. Until next time.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.